Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take
What up,
no
everybody?
loss.
The Bains and Beers podcast. I'm here with my boy Nandi and on the Bains, and we have a very
government name out.
What?
Which one do you like more?
No, just go.
Nandi or Nandi?
Nandi?
We have a special guest on. You know, she came on our first season too, right?
Season one.
Yeah, an OG.
2018, I think.
Yeah. An OG. Who,
That was a crazy episode. What's something funny?
What?
We still owe people hoodies and cake show.
Oh yeah, man.
Shit,
She got hammered.
Wow.
But anyways, I don't think this person needs an introduction. She's done very, very well.
Damn.
Very well
Thank
for
you.
herself. Is killing it. Just Cakes,
Thanks,
Raveena.
man. Hey.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys? Thank you for having me on again. I was actually so looking forward to this all day today.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I'm just ready to shoot the shit. Got the fireball.
Yeah.
And ready to
Should we
go?
take a
Let's
little
do it.
swig
Take a
or
shot?
what's
Should we
going
take the shot first?
Yeah.
on? All right, we'll take the shot.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Cheers,
Who makes
guys.
the worst face?
Season
loses.
3. Let's go. So
Okay,
good.
not bad.
I like warms you up, right?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes like those cinnamon hearts.
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
candies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So how you been?
I've been good. It's been a fucking roller coaster though.
Yeah.
Just COVID and stuff. When was the last time we talked? I think it was 2018.
That was when shit was way different.
In
The
your-
world was different.
Yeah, dude, it
Yeah.
was so different. Yeah, I think it was 2018.
2018, I would say, yeah.
It was the end of the year, but yeah, shit's changed.
It was in December time.
It was winter time.
wintertime. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really things have been kind of crazy. Just business is crazy. Just the
Do you wanna
personal, the balance.
Straighten the mic.
Oh shit, sorry.
Yeah, I think your voice is good enough. It's
Okay,
just
there
Is
you
it
go.
good?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
voice
Perfect.
is good though.
Yeah, no, things have been pretty nuts, man.
Yeah.
Just, growing the business and the personal aspect of things and just a lot of changes on both fronts has been kind of overwhelming, and also navigating COVID and how that affected so many businesses. That's been pretty freaking crazy too. So
For everyone that's new, that's tuning in, just give them a little brief
sure.
about your business.
Yeah, so my business name is Just Cakes Bakeshop. We have 2 bakeries in Surrey. One's in the Cloverdale area, one's in the Surrey Delta area. I've been making cakes for 13 years now. Just started from my mom's kitchen, and it kind of just stemmed from something being a huge passion of mine to now being how I feed myself, right?
Yeah.
And how I make a living. So it's just been I feel very fortunate to have grown it the way we've grown it, and just it's only the beginning, but to be able to make my passion my paycheck, as cheesy as that is, has been pretty fulfilling. And and now we're just bigger and better. That's it.
It's amazing.
Thanks,
it's
man.
amazing.
So you went through some struggles though.
Fuck. Still going through some struggles.
But
right?
how was the struggles through COVID? Were you compliant? Were you fucking?
Well, it was when the first lockdown happened, we had to change everything. We had to lay off majority of my employees. Within that first 2 weeks of that lockdown, I was depressed in bed. I was how the fuck are we gonna get through this, right? Laying off people. They don't have. I was their source of income. Now they don't have money to put food on the table. That makes you feel like fucking shit and such a failure, right? And so it took a lot to get out of bed and just be hey, we're gonna get through this. And you just have to pivot that, and that's just the nature of business. And as we went through COVID, if you're just gonna sit there and be woe is me, fuck, we're fucked, all this kind of stuff, you're not helping your situation, right?
No.
The law of vacuum, I talk about this a lot just in my friend circle. You have just so much space in your energy bubble, right? If you envision it, if you just fill it with negative shit, that's all you have room for.
Yeah.
So if you just change it up and right now, a shitty situation, but what can I do with what I have? And just change that into a positive. That's, you're filling your vacuum up with that, and that's just going to multiply.
So during COVID, how did it affect your business? Because was it just because you're doing cakes for events?
Yeah.
So that's your main.
100%.
Okay.
At the time, that was 80% of my business.
Okay.
And 20% was my walk-in, my pastries and stuff like that, right? And so no events, that's 80% of my business gone, right?
Yeah.
Like deposits, I had to pay back all those deposits. I was that vendor that I was in the camp of like, dude, you're not having your event. You get your deposit back. It's fine. Like, I'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because I was also a bride, right? Like, I had to postpone my wedding 3 times.
Holy shit.
So, like, I understood on that front. So I was like, whatever, it's fine. Like, you can have your full deposit back. It's okay, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was a struggle. But on the end of just navigating, like, how to pivot, like.
Yeah.
It was something new every single month that we had to do to just be afloat. And
That's crazy.
getting into that mindset of like, okay, before we were thriving, like we were successful, we were making money, and like we were able to like provide for our team, right?
Yeah.
And then having 80% of our business just like fall flat overnight, then having to make all these changes, like you have to be in survival mode and you have to be okay with being in survival mode. So that was like a huge, huge mindset shift. Yeah.
Was that's probably a lot of pressure too, right?
So much pressure.
Yeah.
And then people are looking at you and just like we tried our best to like then up the walk-in, right? Because it was like still like takeout stuff, like to-go stuff.
Yeah.
And we tried to up that with like events and theme days, but then people would like hate on me. They're like, you're congregating people and you're spreading COVID and all this shit. And then I got COVID. And then people on my birthday during Halloween, which was like our main theme day.
Sorry, I meant like no way people were saying that.
Yeah, a whole 100%, dude. I was actually, it's so funny actually. I was going through like my archives yesterday and I came across one of those posts and like underneath the comments, like I had disabled comments, but you know how when you can enable them, like you see them again? So someone was saying like, oh, she got COVID, she's spreading it, this, that, like so much shit.
Typical
like,
haters.
Bullshit.
People just finding a reason to hate. Man.
Honestly, yeah.
Especially in our community.
It's ridiculous. And I know that's going to come up a lot.
No, but it's like, it's in our community.
It is. And like, I actually had a TikTok kind of go like semi-local viral, like where I'm talking about like, I get so much love from this community, but then there's that like 5% that like is like crazy hate and just like want to hate on literally everything you do.
But who loves you most?
How
do you feel like the love comes from people that don't know you, and unless more hate comes from people that low-key know you?
Honestly, no. Like I think it's just a mix.
Okay.
Like the hate that I've received like recently has been people that like that don't know me at all. You know,
man.
so that are like anonymously making.
So you've been recently receiving hate?
Oh, 100%, dude. Like ever.
Still to this day.
Still to this day.
Like, for what though? You just make
fucking haters.
fucking
I make cake, man.
Haters.
Like seriously, but it's a part of the game, and you hear that quote like if you don't have haters, you're not
popping.
You're not popping. You're not like at least like you're not like making moves or whatever, or like changing it, or challenging things, I should say, right? Like if you're just sticking with the status quo, then there's no friction there. If you're trying to change something, trying to move forward and everything, there's gonna be friction. There's gonna be change.
You gotta push
and
the
people,
envelope.
and then people are gonna have a problem with that, regardless if you do it with the best intention, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like since we've talked, like a lot has changed for me, like personally too. Like I was featured on Food Network, and then I won.
that's
And
big.
then,
I was just about to start talking about that. So like saying you had all these struggles, but then how was that bounce back? You in a Food Network,
You're a
you
judge
had
too.
this, and then you had a lot of different changes in your personal life too.
Totally, man.
So how was the
We'll
Food
touch
Network?
everything.
Yeah,
we're
we'll
just trying to go one by one.
we'll go.
Sure, yeah.
I'm really curious about the Food Network because I saw that and like you were competing and you were judging.
So I competed,
Yeah.
I won, and then I'm a judge now.
Shit, you
That's
still
crazy.
judge. We got a big judge here.
That's
Yeah.
sick. That's fucking sick. I grew up watching those
I
shows.
grew up
Channel
watching them,
Channel
man.
52.
That's
and shit.
wild.
It's crazy. Like I grew up watching
Yeah.
these shows, right? And to be like, I remember when I was like 12, 13, 14, like watching these baking shows. I'm like, fuck, I want to be on. Like, how cool would it be, right? But like, no one looked like us on those shows back in the day. Now, obviously, things are changing, and it's amazing to see that representation. But to be a part of that representation is fucking sick.
That's nuts.
And it's like I talk about my why a lot too, and my why is I want like any other little girl or boy, brown girl, brown boy, whatever, to like be able to look at what I'm doing and just be like, I can do it too, and I can make it big no matter what.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't feel like I've made it big or anything like that, but like I do feel I am taking strides,
No,
right?
Trust me,
Like,
you're rocking on the
thank
Food
you, I
Network.
appreciate
That's
it.
fucking
I
big.
appreciate
Look,
it.
why can't
We're
embrace
giving
it.
our flowers.
No, I no,
is.
thank you.
Give
I
her the
appreciate
flowers.
We're
that.
giving the flowers.
I
We're
appreciate
giving
that.
the
I feel like
flowers
we need
here.
more of that in our community.
Yeah.
Why do we have to downplay
This
our
is our new
successes?
trend we're
100%.
starting.
We're so worried
Yeah.
that someone's gonna be be like, oh,
she's
you're
cocky,
dick riding
whatever.
this and
Yeah.
that.
it is what it is.
And
It
there's
is what it
and
is,
there's a
yeah.
whole other side of the things. Like if you do support someone, you're
Mhm.
a dick rider, you're this, you're
No.
upper ass, this, that, and the
Right.
third too, right? You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
people are
It's
just
like,
like,
does it?
but that's what deters us as the upbringing to
I
be like,
agree.
yo, let's embrace our success.
I agree. And
Because
you-
we're so worried what someone else is gonna say. Like, fuck
100%.
it, I'm on Food Network.
yeah.
Dog,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
did
yeah.
you do?
Right, and like there is merit to being humble and like
Yeah.
carry yourself with humility. But I also like I am so proud of myself, and
Yeah, I would be
and
too.
I will like I will hype myself up. I'm my biggest
100%.
hype woman. Thank you, but
The flowers. I don't have flowers. But fuck,
it's
maybe
all
that's
good.
a-
It's
that-
okay.
that
We
calls for a
have
bag.
beer. We have beer. It's all
Roll
good.
up, yo.
But yeah, that's actually been one thing that I've like really struggled with internally because like I am like very much so proud of myself. Like, dude, like I used to be so fucking depressed as a kid, and like to pick myself out of that, like, thank you.
So-
Um,
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just gonna like touch on that point. So
Mhm.
do you feel like that the baking,
Mhm.
the all this, that's what helped you got out of it?
100%,
And what
man.
was that like being like, and
yeah.
what's the advice you have to, you say you want to
Mhm.
inspire the kids,
Yeah,
youth
yeah.
and stuff. There's a lot of kids nowadays
Mhm.
going through that
Mhm.
a million times, maybe even
More.
worse.
I
We don't even know because we got the
100%.
effects of social media now as
Exactly.
well, right?
Yeah.
So what is your strategy? How did you pull
Right.
yourself out, and how do you?
Yeah, I mean, what worked for me is just finding something that, like, honestly, truly made me happy, right? And like, I've always been like a creative kid, like working with my hands and stuff. Like, I kudos to my mom for like helping foster that. But just finding one thing that just makes you happy. It could be something so simple, but just keep that in like your kind of like your toolkit, right? Like your self-care toolkit, and just keep at it, right? Even to this day, when I feel sad or when I need to get away, I just go to the kitchen. Like that's just my go-to, and immediately I feel better.
Yeah.
So that's what does it for me. For someone, it could be sports. And for someone, it could be just like watching a certain movie or gaming or whatever. Like
Yeah.
who's
Escape, like
But-
whatever.
whatever that
is,
escape
But
is,
you
right?
seem like a workaholic. Do
I
you
used
feel
to
like
be.
do you feel like you're shoving a lot underneath the rug where it's like if you feel something it's like fuck it, go to work, ignore it. Do you ever see yourself getting caught up in that sort of cycle?
I used to be
Yeah.
100%. Last time I was on, for sure, that
Yeah.
was my whatever. I was like in the very like toxic hustle mentality type culture, like Mamba mentality,
just
Kobe,
keep
whatever.
going.
Like keep
Yeah.
going no matter what. Like just fight through it. But like no, you need to like face your demons.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm doing that. I'm in the process of that, and I'm like almost on the other side of it. And like I have gone to therapy and stuff like that, but it's just checking in with yourself and having conversations with yourself, and like that personal space is so important. I feel like just questioning like why the fuck do I do this, like or what, like just kind of figuring it out, right? Like putting the puzzle pieces together. That has been really important for sure. But I definitely contributed to that hustle mentality before, or
Yeah,
like that toxic
I
one.
feel like a lot of us do that because
Mhm.
it's like like you know how you're saying like what is it if someone's going through a rut? It's also a situation. I
Mhm.
feel like we as people we're always like find that one thing, but sometimes necessarily you don't need to find that one.
No,
Because
yeah.
I think as life goes on, as you grow, everybody has different times in their lives
Mhm.
that they'll learn and grow and they'll find their like niche in a sense,
Right.
right?
Right.
Because some people it's tough because growing up, especially in our generation with TikTok, bro, kids are seeing all successes at the age of 15. Dude,
I
you're not gonna
know.
find that the
No.
next year.
No.
You gotta grow, experience life, go
Mhm.
through struggle, go
Yeah.
through, which I'm sure you've been through
Mhm.
over and over again, right?
I think in this day and age, like because it like things like TikTok and Reels and like people are seeing overnight success, it's not overnight though,
Yeah.
right? Like that's a very like that's a 1%, and people just give up so quickly. Like I see that with up and coming, it could be team members or it could be other younger people in business getting into business, and they're just so deflated like after 1 month of a bad sale or of a bad month or whatever else. It's just like, no, it's a long game, right? But that sense of like delayed gratification isn't with this new generation that's like coming up. And even younger millennials, right? Like we just want like instant, like easy money, quick 6 figures. It doesn't work like that. At the end of the day, like hard work will always prevail. Like that's sustainable, right? Whereas like sure, you can have overnight success, but you won't know how to like sustain that overnight success, right? It's going to be a one-time thing, but then what? Then what?
Yeah.
So how was the actual experience on the Food Network and all?
It was
Like,
nuts.
take us through like
Yeah.
competing.
Sure.
Then you're like, I fucking won.
Yeah.
Turned up on everyone. And then you're the judge,
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at other people like that tastes like shit. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
no.
are you a hater judge or what?
I there's a few episodes where I was the mean judge, but it's okay. It's fine.
Guy's probably crying in his closet.
He did though.
actually?
You made him
He
cry?
Yeah,
Oh.
guy cried and
What did he
came up
do?
to me. Oh my god, I feel so bad.
shitty
I was
cake?
just mean.
Buddy's
No,
just-
I wasn't mean. I was just critical.
Buddy
Like
fucked your
He's-
cake up, man.
Spent
What do you
his
expect,
his
man?
last dollar to get to the Food Network
no,
show.
It tasted like
no.
shit.
This
man.
judge
I didn't
just shit on
say-
my
I
whole
was
life.
just- No,
As
but
a judge, the cake tastes like shit. What are you supposed to say?
you have to be
You have to
honest,
be real,
right? And
yeah.
just like even the behind the scenes, like
Mhm.
you're told to like you have to talk about a dish for like 5 minutes. You only on camera you see like 20 seconds,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But you have to talk about it straight for like 5 minutes. Like comment on the look, texture, the feel, the whatever, the process, watching
they
them
can
actually
pick the
do it.
part, right?
And then they pick
Yeah,
the part,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they ask you like say something great, say something positive, say something critical. So there's a mix of both. So you have to like, okay, what did you like? What did you not like? Or what could have been improved on? So you have both ends of the spectrum, right?
So the show basically picks on it based on how the show's gonna play out in a
Not
way.
necessarily. Like if you watch a baking show, you will see in a panel of judges, like someone will say maybe one critical thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then another judge will say something a little bit more positive. Like it's always a mix. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
always such a
That
clear,
is true.
right? There's
So
not
it's
always
raw,
a
right?
clear thing.
Like,
Pardon?
is anything like
Nothing is scripted.
Okay.
At least the show that I was on,
Yeah.
nothing is scripted.
No
I think any of the
WWE
shows are-
stuff.
Pardon?
No
Do you-
WWE stuff.
No.
So no script. Eh?
No script
Just
at all.
raw.
Damn.
The only
That's
thing
pretty
is
cool.
that when like they're announcing like the winner of the round,
Yeah.
like there's one judge that usually announces it. So someone's in your ear saying like this is what you're gonna say to announce the winner. But that's it.
Oh, okay.
But then the judges decide. Like we go off in a corner, we
Yeah.
decide, we tell the the writers or the producer whatever,
Yeah.
and then they give whoever judge is gonna announce it like an earpiece for just that like couple minutes of
crazy.
recording, and they're like, okay, this is what you're saying.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it was fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite out of the three? Is it? I mean, obviously winning's probably the favorite. But out of like,
Yeah.
let's say, compared to judging and
But judging, you're probably more comfortable.
cooking.
Yeah, I mean, like being a contestant and winning, like, and we were the underdog for our episode. Like
Nice.
the two other teams we were up against had already been on Food Network, have already won shows before, and like I honestly think it was like the universe, like just played out in our favor. In terms of like timing and in terms of things just working out.
Yeah.
Whereas for the other teams, it may have just not worked out for them. Like, but if you look technically speaking, they were definitely the more talented team. So I'm just so grateful for that opportunity. And like I have great relationships.
So
with
what happened? How the hell? What do you mean?
No, she just
you
gave
tell the
a-
story,
yeah.
man.
Okay.
Like,
You're like they're more talented.
what is this, man?
Now you're gonna have some hater
Yeah.
grab onto that one clip and just run with it.
No, I'm not
No,
even saying that.
no.
Like, what happened? Like,
Yeah.
they folded basically. They choked.
No. I wouldn't even say they choked.
Oh.
It was the elements. It was
Yeah.
so we were
Yeah. What's the story?
So the show is The Big Bake.
Mhm.
I was on season 1, episode 2. So this is the second episode of the show ever being in existence.
Yeah.
And so the set, they didn't account for AC. Baking with 3 ovens side by side is fucking hot, dude. And you need things to set, right? Like
Yeah.
for baking, for the sugar work we're doing. Otherwise, it's gonna be on the fucking floor like a mess.
Yeah.
So half the time, the crew didn't even realize that this would happen. So we were actually working in the fridges, like the walk-in fridges, side by side, like half the amount of time. And then because of that, and because of the structure that the other teams chose,
Yeah.
were a lot harder with like excessive heat. Whereas mine was like kind of like, you know how a wedding cake is?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
tiered? Mine had like that to fall back on. So even if it slumped a little bit, it would still hold up. Whereas theirs was like top heavy.
Yeah.
So it's less, gravity. Like so that's kind of what if the like elements were normal and AC was normal,
They
I
would-
probably wouldn't have won.
Cap,
shit.
To be
yo.
honest. No, trust
Cap.
me. Like I'm just
Are you being humble?
No,
Yeah.
I'm really not. I'm being
Yeah.
objective.
But I mean,
I'm
like-
being objective.
So, but like, do you
Yeah.
feel like that's? But then what about the competitor in you?
No, but no, that too. Like the whole time, I was definitely like, I'm gonna just put it all on the table. Like whatever I can do. And we fucked up so many times too. Like shit was slipping and sliding, whatever. But you just pivot. But I think I was able to handle it. Me and my team were able to like handle it very well under pressure. Because we didn't like go in with like we're gonna fucking win. I just wanted to go in like we're gonna just do whatever the fuck we can. Yeah. And then
so no pressure in a sense.
No pressure.
It was pressure, but it was just like we're happy to be there and we're gonna do whatever we can. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then it ended up working.
And then it ended up working.
And then you guys are all friends after?
Yeah.
Everybody on the show and stuff?
100%. Yeah. Like the other competitors.
You ever get into any problems?
No, nothing like that. I think when you go on these types of shows.
He's digging for the
I was just wondering. Like, actually, what about the crying guy? Like, what was the story behind that?
That
so
was
what happened?
for judging. So so after that,
I'm curious.
Now I'm a judge on Wall of Bakers. I was on season 1 for half the season, and so that was the first episode that we shot. And then I don't know. I guess I was just in that like I'm gonna be that judge, right? Like I'm gonna be a good judge. I'm gonna be critical, whatever. So his first dish, first thing I'm trying. And he was making like these like fried donuts with like a hollow center and putting strawberry in them. And then you couldn't taste the strawberry. It was like raw dough. Like it was just a fucking disaster, to be honest. No, whatever. Okay. Anyways, it was just not a good dish. And I just kind of sat down. I was like, this fell flat for me. And like you're saying that there's strawberry. I don't taste any strawberry.
You probably put like 70 strawberries in there. Probably like, yo, man, like, where's the strawberries?
I know. And then I was like, I don't think I was mean, but I was critical. Like, I was like, this was wrong, that was wrong, this was wrong, right? And then after he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, so thank you, chef, and whatever. And then at break, right after his elimination, because he got eliminated that round, he came up to me while we were having lunch, and he was like, I'm so sorry, chef, like, that's not usually, like, the caliber of work I do, and he was, like, fucking emotional. I was like, fuck, I'm so sorry. Like, it's okay. Keep going. Yeah. So I
but
definitely.
No, I think that's.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
like, you need one of those judges.
Totally. And then he was like very sweet about it and everything like that. And they also kind of understand like it's showbiz too, right? Yeah. Like you kind of do need to like say a bit of both. So yeah.
That's sick though. So you judged. You were on a show. You won.
So which one was better? Judging.
I think they both like. I think the thrill of winning and just like the accomplishment of it is like fucking crazy. Like no one can ever take that away from me and our team and just like be like, dude, I fucking did that. Like, right?
And did you do it with your Just Cakes Bakeshop too?
Yeah. Well,
how did that feel?
So good because like it put us on the map, right? Like I still have people coming in, like, and they do reruns. And we were on a Halloween episode, so they do reruns every Halloween. So Halloween just passed, so I had like a good handful of people come in and be like, I just saw you on Food Network, and I was like, holy fuck, like it's kind of like a recurring thing, right? My team members, they both like have moved on in their careers and stuff like that, but we still kind of keep in touch and everything, so it's good.
Moved on as in like
different like they move cities, things like that.
Does that worry you though, like that sort of thing? Like it's like, because you own your own business out here. Does that like ever a situation where it's like someone's gonna learn from you and you feel like they'll take that and like go?
You know what? A lot of people ask me this, and I say fuck no. It doesn't worry me at all. Because I think that's where I hold my like confidence is like you can have my exact same recipe, and you can try to do it. It will never be how I do it. It will never be how I do it. Because it's just like, you know how like I can't like the rica, like just like what you put into it, the touch, that will never be the same.
Chef's
and like
kiss,
and then just like even another
Chef's kiss. You ever heard of
that?
Chef's kiss.
But that's also goes for any other like baker or creator or whatever. Like you can try to replicate it as much as you want, but you're never going to be successful in actually being uniquely them, right? Because you're your own person. So that never worries me. I'm like, fuck, take my recipes. I don't care. Like for all the classes that I teach, it's the recipes that I use every single day, and people still keep coming back because we have something
you
unique.
teach classes?
I teach classes, so we like kind of do them in our slower season. Like now is our kind of slower season.
Okay.
So right now we're doing like kids classes and like cake decorating classes, and I give everyone like literally my recipes.
Should we do a
I'm like,
class?
just do it. Yeah, we should do that actually.
Weren't we supposed to bake a cake?
We were
supposed
supposed
to.
to. We
Beer
were
cake.
supposed
We're still
to.
doing a lot of
Do
things
that.
here.
I know, man.
No, but
You know what's
wait,
funny,
you wrote
bro?
a book as well.
I showed up at her store one time.
Yeah.
So did I.
And I was like, yo, it's me. And she looks at me.
Who the
Sorry,
fuck?
who? I was like, Bains and beer.
Did you have a mask on?
No, man.
I'm
I was
so
like,
sorry.
Bains and beer. She looked at me like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I did not. I
She
did
looked
not.
at me, I was
But
like, oh, shit.
She
I was like-
remember.
I was like,
honestly,
that's how it is now. Right?
no, man,
It's
no.
all
I
good.
just like kind of sometimes I get in the zone.
I
and
think you were
fucking-
in your element.
I black out
Yeah.
and just like I don't care
Yeah,
who's
you were at
around me.
work. It's crazy though. Sometimes I walk in and just
Mhm.
like seeing you, how like even though you're the owner, you've elevated, you're here,
Mhm.
you've got people working for you, but you're still fucking grinding away.
You have to though.
Yeah.
You have to. It never ends. It will never end, right? And like that's something that's like I've kind of teetered with. I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? I could be doing a 9 to 5
Yeah.
and like just fuck off after that. But then it's just a different kind of like just fulfillment. And I think I get that from my parents, especially my
Okay.
dad, because like he's an entrepreneur. He's a serial entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Like he owns his own business and like he's always like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And it's just like the thrill that we're seeking, like building something, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Does that ever like worry you? Because at a point of your life, do you ever see yourself like retiring or like being like, fuck, I want to take a step back maybe? Like, does there ever come a point where it feels like work? You know what I'm trying to say? Where it's like, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't know, man. I was in San Diego this past weekend. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, I'm away for like 3-4 days. And by day 2, I'm like, I want to be in the kitchen.
Oh,
Like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
I
you're
don't,
missing
I
it.
miss it. Like, we
Yeah.
just went on our honeymoon too. And that was like an extended like trip, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, like after like a couple of days, I'm like, I just want to create. And like,
Yeah.
even like on our honeymoon, like my husband's amazing. And he's like, you know, helps me so much with the business. So we're just like at the pool brainstorming ideas for the business. So it's like,
Shit.
yeah, so it's like it just becomes a part of you, and I don't think that that's toxic. I think that's just what's like I get
Yeah.
excited,
Yeah.
right? So I don't think
It's
there's
what
anything
you.
wrong with
It's
that.
what you love to do. right?
Yeah, it's what I love to do, and
So let's talk about that a little
Yeah.
bit. Like for your baking career,
Mhm.
your business. I mean, you're at the top tier of everything. You've
Mhm.
killed it. We've talked about
Thank
your
you.
success from where you've come. I mean, you've been in the game for how many years?
13.
Obviously, you
Yeah.
fucking, you know, you
Holy
paid
shit.
your dues, right? You've done your math. You've
Mhm.
taken it to where it is. Everybody sees the success.
Mm.
Stepping away from your business,
Mhm.
how's your life in general?
Yeah. You know what? Like marriage. So as I mentioned, we postponed it like 3 times, right? And I think that was the best thing that could have happened for us.
Yeah.
We were supposed to get married in 2020. We were not ready for it whatsoever.
As in, like,
Just on a
with
like
each other?
with each other.
Oh,
like
fair
we
enough,
just
yeah.
matured, like maturity wise,
Yeah.
financially, like so many things. Like that would have been rushing it for us.
Yeah.
And that 1 year of postponement, and then we had to postpone it again because just COVID, like
COVID,
another
yeah.
couple months or whatever. But that 1 year of postponement, like just like put shit into perspective. Like, what are we doing this for? What are we in this relationship for? Like, what do you need? What do I need? And how are we gonna get there together?
Yeah.
And then that first year of marriage, we just had our anniversary in the summer.
Yeah.
That first year of marriage was so fucking hard, dude.
Really?
I don't care what nobody says, but that adjustment is so difficult.
You moving into the in-laws.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. So
Yeah.
before marriage, let's just break it down.
Yep.
Before marriage, did you live with them?
No,
Not at
so
all.
we went to UBC together, and
Yeah.
like he stayed at my place, I stayed at his place, but it wasn't actually living together, right?
Yeah.
Like it was visiting and maybe a weekend.
So you
like,
never like got the whole experience.
no.
With living with a mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Father-in-law.
Never.
Okay.
And like my parents are really open. His are too. Like when we would like after university and whatever, when I would stay over, he would stay over. Like we would be in the same room.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't anything like that. But it wasn't actually living together.
Yeah.
Like the day-to-day habits. I think that was an adjustment, and I think more so like it was an adjustment on both of ours, right?
Yeah.
Like he's never had to live with well, he lived with his sisters, but like
It's different.
it's different, way
Sis-
different.
Okay, you know
My
this
sister's
is
way
a big topic.
Yeah.
Everybody talks, especially in our community.
You guys
We've
go. I'm
we've had
learning.
this conversation. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I love it because you're just in this.
Yeah.
So
100%.
how hard is it for a female going
take a
into
shot?
her
Very
in-laws?
difficult, man. Very difficult. And as someone that I'm so close with my parents and like feeling like I'm not giving them as much of my time, and then feeling like I'm always like, obviously I live at my in-laws and stuff, and I'm hanging out with them, and you feel guilty as a daughter.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, fuck, I could be having dinner with my parents too,
Yeah.
or I could be seeing them more often, right?
Yeah.
So that that was like the hard part, like the adjustment and just like feeling like even now when I go home to my parents, it doesn't feel like home anymore. And that was like heartbreaking for me.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas like where with my husband, like that's still his home. Like that's
Yeah.
where, you know,
He's comfortable.
you know, he's comfortable. And like it took me some time to get comfortable and I think I'm there now. But yeah, it was definitely a challenge for sure.
Is it hard for a female in a sense? There's a lot of pressure from their in-laws in a sense, like they don't like it's like the what is it? How do you say it? Like the hidden pressure where it's like they don't
we
really
can think about we can answer. You can answer this question in a general.
Yeah,
way
no,
too.
I'll be completely
I
honest.
love that he's like
no, you know
but what
what?
I'm trying to say is like
no, I'm just saying.
I
like,
feel like a
because
lot
then,
of
like if it doesn't apply directly to you, but you could still have an opinion.
100%,
on it,
yeah.
where there's a
100%.
lot of girls I feel like go through it. Like
Yeah.
even Jessie was talking about it. Jessie Carey, she came on, she talked about it.
Yeah.
And it's like this at times I say my girlfriend felt this too. Where it's like they'll come over and it's like I feel like I should, but like it's not like they said anything to you, the in-laws, to do this.
Yeah.
But like you have this guilty conscience where it's like, oh, should I be doing this?
100%.
Should I be doing this? Or are they talking about me? You said he has sisters.
He has one sister. Yeah.
One
yeah,
sister.
Yeah.
Oh, is she saying something to the sister? Are they discussing that I'm? You know what I mean?
Totally.
That sits in the back of the mind. I feel
Totally.
Right?
And like I have a very unique situation because my mother-in-law was raised here in Canada, so she is very empathetic and very understanding to like how difficult it is for me. Like she has been so accommodating to me, so I just have to like give her kudos there. Yeah. My mom, if the roles were reversed, and if I had a brother and like someone coming in, I know that my mom, even though she's so sweet, she would have that like expectation or like innate pressure of just like, oh, like the daughter-in-law should do this or that. And I do still feel that, even though I don't get that pressure. Like sometimes my mom would be like, did you cook? How many times did you cook dinner this week? Or like, did you clean this, that, right? I was like, do you call Arjun and ask?
Yeah.
Probably not, right? So that's been like an interesting like intricacy. But overall, like it was mostly like the adjustment, like being in each other's like corner like 24/7, and in COVID too, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
in each other's faces.
Yeah, totally.
So what is that like? Is that annoying?
Yeah, yeah, man. Like it's annoying. Like
the fuck out of my face, right?
I'll be honest about it, right? Like I am definitely one person. Yeah, cheers.
It's annoying. Cheers.
It's a big topic though, bro.
Yeah, it is.
In our community,
people aren't honest about it.
No, nobody is.
Nobody is, right? Because they're
especially
scared.
girls.
Yeah, they're scared, and I understand that because like, you know, someone could easily chop this up, whatever, take whatever I'm saying and do it.
We'll chop up the other part.
Yeah, whatever.
Put it on TikTok for us too.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, where were we?
So basically, your in-laws, like how tough it is for girls, and girls don't 100%. Talk about it to a full extent.
You were talking about how
like
the community is not honest about it.
They aren't honest about it, and I get why they're not honest about it because it's still that fear is there, of like, oh fuck, if I say something that's like so outspoken, then like someone's gonna have something to say about it. Like it's still the Loki Canyon thing, right? Yeah. And like we're slowly chipping away at it for sure. But it's still there because there's just that sense of fear that, we do want to be good daughter-in-laws. We want to be good wives, right? And we're lucky that we're growing up in a generation that I hope people want to be good son-in-laws and good husbands, right? I fucking hope, but
you tell me. How's your husband?
better.
No, obviously.
The way she said it, it's like,
huh?
I ain't no husband. He ain't no husband.
You see how she said it? Yeah. Good son-in-law. It's like she's taking a shot, low key, right?
Better keep on hoping.
No. Honestly, no. Arjun is he's great. He's awesome.
Is that his name's Arjun?
His name's
Shout out to Arjun.
Arjun, I love you very much. Thanks for supporting.
Just kidding.
No.
But you said he supports you fully.
100%.
I mean, that's a big thing. But do you? Okay, I'm gonna get straight to it.
Yeah.
Do you think a woman and a husband should live on their own after marriage?
100%. Like before marriage?
After.
Oh.
Without the in-laws, like get their own.
You know what? I'm actually very open and honest about this. I actually really prefer that I live with my in-laws right now. So we're in the basement. We have our own quarters and whatever.
Yeah.
Me and him have grown up very similarly in the sense we're always surrounded by family.
Yeah.
And we have very tight family units, and that's like the main thing that we bond on is our values on that, right?
Okay.
If we lived together straight off the bat, I think it would have been a shit show. Like it's too much of a difference.
Yeah.
For me to be always surrounded by family and just only be with one person, too hard for me. Like I'm one person
you
that
like that chaos.
I do like the chaos, and I do like being surrounded by people. I like having like family dinner. I like everyone kind of like putting their hands into the household.
Like a communal thing.
Yeah. And I thrive off of that, and I think he does too. So I think if we did straight off the bat, I think it would have been even more of an adjustment and more of a shit show. Yeah. But because we had like that common ground, common space, it like was an easier transition, even though it was still difficult.
It's like a neutral ground.
Yeah,
in a way.
yeah, totally.
Does like money ever become an issue as a couple? Whereas like I feel like nowadays a lot of females are becoming the breadwinners, where they're like making significantly
we were talking about that with
more money than the bunda. And I feel like we as brown men have egos. Yeah. Does that ever become an issue? So
with us, like we're pretty on an equal playing field, I would say. But it like the ego thing has been something. Like because I mean, as supportive as he is still a man with an ego. 100%. Right? Yeah. So there have been instances where people have been like, yo, it's like, you're just the side guy. It's Rav's thing, whatever. And that it's so fucking shitty because he does so much to support me, yet like fucking peanut gallery over there is just saying whatever that they want, right? It gets to his head, and it has, right? And it has got to me, kind of thing. I'm like, fuck, should I pull back? What should I do? But then you just need to have that open communication. Like, look, babe, like I'm not trying to, step on you. You're not trying to step on me. We're in this together. Fuck what everyone else says. At the end of the day, it's me and you, right? And then,
man, that's that's a great point she just made right there. You and him are going to be the people fucking dying together.
My success is his success.
But you know what it is, bro? I feel like for men, like as much as you say it, you can say it as much.
It's an innate thing. I get it.
We were raised on it.
I get it.
30 years of that. 100%. From our parents. Like you saw your dad go to work.
It's especially, it is hard though when it does get in your head too, because it's other people just bickering kind of thing. Like, and it's like, yo, like, okay, why is that? It's not even the fact that you believe what the person says. It's more of the fact that why is this person saying that? Why is this person saying that about my girl? Why is this person saying that about me? Why is this person saying this about each situation?
You might come home and that thing might be sitting on your mind subconsciously. Yeah. Your girl's gonna pick up like, what's wrong?
100%.
And then it's gonna turn into a scene.
100%. And I think that, like, going back to what you were saying, like, it's based on like insecurity of the person saying it. Like clearly they got some shit that they need to deal with, because if my man's okay with me, doing what I'm doing,
probably doesn't even probably in the moment before it doesn't really cross the mind or anything. You guys are just being a couple, being normal.
100%.
It's not until somebody bickers
until someone plants that seed.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
it's until someone plants that seed. And like, I mean, we've gone through that. Yeah. We've talked about it. And now when we kind of come across anyone saying shit like that, we know how to handle it, right? But, like, that's also the thing that I find with relationships nowadays is people don't communicate at all. Like, it's just their way or the highway. And, like, you need to compromise. You need to come to that middle ground, because otherwise you're just going to fucking run in circles.
Yeah, but people walk away easy too nowadays.
Too easy because of that gratification. Like, we don't know how to delay gratification. You're like, okay, fuck you. I'm going to go on Tinder and find someone tonight. Yeah. Like, but that's not it.
It's not it. Yeah. Because you might have 80%, right? And you might be missing something 20%. And that guy's going to see that other 20% somewhere and go chase that. And then it's like you don't have that 80% you had here.
Grass is always greener until you fucking get there,
actually get there,
Yeah.
It's crazy though, but
grass. Yeah, what do they say? Grass is not
grass
always
is greener where you water it.
Yeah,
that's where it is. If you're gonna put effort and put it into your, relationship,
where you are.
If you're putting your all in and you're still like, there, then that's a different conversation. But like, it's only gonna get better if you like work at it.
You won't love anything until you love yours, right?
Yeah, but we don't know how to work at it anymore, bro. Yeah. TikTok's like fucking, I scroll through TikTok. What do you see, man?
Yeah.
Every day is a new girl on there.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. All I see is sports videos. All I see.
We on the same TikTok, bro.
I will say, after getting married, the amount of betting talk, the amount of football.
Yo, shout out. Does he have a nice part? Does he have some good bets?
Yeah, I'm gonna just shoot you his Instagram and you can talk to him.
I'll give him a parlay.
He's pretty big on it, and like, every day, man, is something. His fantasies.
Yo, my fantasy team's
I want to be on a survival pool next year.
My fantasy team is fucking 2-8, and I've been fucking depressed.
No way.
Like, it's actually it actually hurts me every single week. Yeah. Like, I got injuries all over the place. my Jonathan Taylor is the worst
when have we
fucking
ever done
NFL draft pick. No, like I don't even want to talk about this right now, bro. But like I don't want to take up this. Sorry,
It's
but
all
like
good, don't worry.
fuck,
Get
man.
it out. It's all good.
I'm sorry, boys. I'm pretty sure I'm last place right now.
Oh no.
But
That
I don't
sucks.
even think I set my lineup today. I'm
Yikes.
so
Oh,
like I'm
no,
at
you're
that
just
point.
depressed.
I'm at that point.
I'm the guy that does auto draft and fucking
Yeah.
sits there.
Yeah.
Like
That's
3, 4
This guy's
hilarious.
like, yeah.
That's so funny.
You still came last though, too, right?
Yeah, I was winning for a bit.
Oh damn. I think like in Arch's pool, like I think one guy that auto drafted like won.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
oh
wild.
yeah, Moet did that one year.
So
It's just the
crazy.
biggest bullshit. If you auto draft, somehow they like win
Yeah,
every
I
single
do
time.
want to do a survivor pool.
I don't know what a
That's the one where it's like a dynasty, like every season, and you
And
just
then you-
it's like so
you
you
pick,
basically
like, a
pick
winning
your
team.
players, right? And you
Yeah.
keep them every season. You
no,
don't get
no,
new
not
players.
that.
Oh
It's
no.
by picking winning teams.
Oh
So it's just the teams. But then if like let's say
okay.
you pick the Cowboys and they win, right? And then week 2, like you
Oh
can't
yeah,
pick the
yeah,
Cowboys.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
survival
yeah,
pool.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just finding out about
I
this.
Knows her
I'd
shit.
probably
No,
get-
I
Yeah,
really
she
don't know
knows her
my shit. I
bruh.
really don't. That's all I know.
You got a competitive edge to you.
Yeah.
100% I do.
I see it.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd probably lose week 1. 'cause I just-
There's no way.
Yeah.
That's why she said, I'll give you my recipe, but you ain't gonna do what I
No,
do.
no, I do. I am
That's
very
competitive.
competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta be like
100%.
that though.
You have to. You have to.
I feel like that also in our culture, especially in our community out here, is like looked bad upon. But how?
But
It's good,
is
man.
it though?
just drives you.
Why? Okay, look at
Everybody's like, oh, dude, like, you can't, like, it's like, dude, if I have a business,
Mhm.
why the fuck am I not gonna make sure that the other guy doesn't do better than me?
No, but the thing is though, like there is so much competition in our community. Like look at houses. Your neighbor's gonna build a fucking house.
Yeah.
You
the
best
car.
believe.
The housing market, you don't fuck
It's
around in there
crazy.
nowadays.
Or like
Cars.
like
Yeah.
weddings.
Yeah.
Okay, someone did this
Oh,
wedding. I'm
yeah.
gonna fucking top them up.
Oh,
The
yeah.
competitive
Oh,
edge
yeah.
is in our fucking blood.
We know the weddings are crazy.
It's
these days.
crazy. It's too much right now.
Your wedding big, small?
It was COVID wedding, so 150 people.
Okay.
It was amazing.
I think that's more. I wish I had.
It was honestly the best night of my life. I got so fucked up. Everyone had such a good time.
Intimate.
It's intimate.
Yeah.
I still had like the events and stuff, but we invited like 50 to this, 50 to that. So it was,
Yeah.
I talked to every single person at my wedding.
Yeah, we didn't make the
And-
cut.
It's not that random auntie that's sitting
We
there.
didn't make the
fucking-
150
Damn,
cut.
man.
Yo.
Oh fuck! Yeah,
You gotta come. You gotta come.
Bro,
to
I feel
have
like
a
low
con-
key nobody fucks with us in this community.
No,
It's
no,
all
that's
like
not it
clicked
at all.
up, and
That's
everybody's
not
kind of
it
like,
at all.
yo, fuck these guys.
No,
They talk too much shit.
No, it's not that at all.
No.
But yeah, no, my wedding was so much fun.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
fun.
I think it's more intimate.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
our cousins' weddings during that
It
time
was
too.
so
It was
fun.
so much
so
fun.
much
yeah.
fun. And I'm like, now, you have these like 500, 600 people weddings again. And you're like, fuck, all you do is like sit and eat and drink
Same
and fucking
shit,
bounce.
yeah.
Like,
Fight breaks out.
yeah.
Then you're fucking.
People are just like
viral.
missing the
I heard
chaos.
DJs are getting like fucked
Yeah,
up
man,
these
it
days.
sucks.
Did you hear about that?
I heard about
what
that.
happened? Do you know what happened?
I don't know.
Or like
I don't
just a
remember
general.
the
I saw a
DJs.
post about
Yeah,
it or
I don't
something.
remember
yeah.
the guy's name, but I think he was like threatened or like no, his equipment was like thrown around or something.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
What,
Then
from
some
Yeah.
guy came
Shady
out.
Mont and Beg or something?
No,
I have no
some
clue. But
random
like,
DJ.
I think he's in Alberta. or
Yeah,
Toronto.
and some guys came
I
up
don't
to
know.
him and they tried to like
Yeah.
intimidate him, etc. Blah
Why?
blah
Yeah,
blah.
just because he wasn't
then
like
they-
fucking playing the
and
song.
they made him give
Oh,
him
so
money.
Sherry Mon wasn't on, so these guys got choked.
Yeah, yeah.
So
then they,
stupid.
yeah, basically that.
Yeah.
And then we, like, basically got some money out of him and shit. Like, that's some
That's
bullshit.
fucked
bro.
up.
Crazy, man.
That's fucked
It's
up.
just
Yeah,
like,
it
bro,
sucks.
at the end of the day, they're doing their jobs too,
Well,
right?
that's the thing,
Yeah.
right? And like, yeah.
There's no boundary anymore.
Yeah,
No, there
people are
isn't.
fucking. It's a wild, wild
And that's
west.
the thing. Like, people think that you
Yeah.
pay for a service and you own people. Like,
Yeah.
I've had that a couple of times before. Obviously, I don't see it as much as like a decorator or DJ or
Mhm.
whatever, or like a wedding planner. But like, people have that mentality. Like, I paid you, you're my bitch.
Yeah.
You're gonna do whatever the fuck you want, what I want.
Have
That's,
you
bad-
had that?
that's
What's the
probably
worst experience?
that's probably pretty bad in our community.
What's the
think-
worst
yeah, I think
experience you've
so.
had with a cake? Where you gave someone a cake and they're just like,
I've just had like people just like not happy with it, but I was
Mhm.
like, this is exactly what you asked for, and like expecting like
that's such a shitty like.
yeah, and expecting the moon for like this
a
is what
low
your
price?
budget could
Yeah,
like whatever,
yeah.
right? But like
Mhm.
I stand my ground on that. Like I feel like I have a good like I'm apt at being like professional about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it is
How,
what it is.
how do you deal with a situation where somebody's like just like talking like they own you?
Yeah, well, like I'm just
Fuck,
like,
yeah.
look, like I'm trying to run a business here, and like I try to like kind of relate it back. So my background's in psychology, so I think that helps me a lot.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Reverse psychology.
So then I'm just like, look, how would you feel if someone was like treating you this way, like, or like, how would you feel if you got paid like $10 an hour,
Mhm.
like, like I'm just trying to put it in perspective, and like 9 times out of 10, I'm able to like come to an understanding with whoever, and like we're able to find common ground. So like, but that wasn't the case in the beginning. Like that's now, right? But you learn that as you go through.
Brown people can be cheap too, man.
Yeah, it's honestly it's pretty universal.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
you probably see it more.
I see it differently because I'm not just exclusive in like the brown industry or in South Asian industry. I'm like
very broad.
I'm very broad. Like everyone needs fucking cake, right?
Yeah.
So
diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're in Canada's.
But yo, I was also gonna, so what about the book? Well, how the hell did that happen?
Oh, the recipe book.
Yeah, what do you mean? I got it sitting at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so actually, this is so funny that you're bringing this up because like I'm actually so as a kid, I was into creative writing like fucking crazy. I would write novels, like 60 chapters, 14 chapters. I actually just found 2 of my old novels that I wrote in like grade 10 today.
That's
like
crazy.
this morning.
Yeah.
And then I've been like getting into reading again. So like that creative writing part of me has always been something that like I loved. And my dad always said, he's like, if you weren't in like baking, you'd probably be an author. Like of like fiction books and whatever, right? Like it was just kind of like a nerdy thing that I like to do. And I still like to do. But yeah, and then that was kind of what brought on the book. And the book, the recipe book is just basically like short stories from my life and intertwined with the recipe. So yeah.
That's it.
And I was gonna ask. So I know we talked about this a little bit last time, but how have you seen your career now since like when you went to school in Paris for baking school?
Yeah.
Have you seen any like now over since the last time we talked? Have you seen it from a different perspective? Like how much this helped you or anything like that?
Like you mean schooling? Help
or
me,
just like going to Paris, the whole experience, everything.
Totally.
Like, do you see it in any different way than like?
Where
I know
you're
last
at
time
right
you
now.
I'm
Do you feel like it helped?
100%. It not only did it help on like a technical level and an education level, but it helped also kind of just that like perception of customers saying like, okay, she's actually serious about this. She invested the time, the knowledge, the effort to go to a different country to learn a craft and come and bring it back here, right? And I think that just kind of alludes to like there's just the validity of it, right? Of just like she's serious about it. I'm gonna trust her because she's serious about it. Like she cares about this shit, right? Like she cares enough to like do that.
Yeah.
So
would you recommend?
Money.
Yeah.
It's like what that one guy said. Like she's like, if I'm taking conferences, paying $1,600 USD to go elevate and learn, that speaks for my resume.
100%.
Whereas people don't see that. They're like, yo, like we're gonna do she's like, people want overnight success. They want to become everything overnight. But it's like, what did you do
to get there?
100%. And if you haven't done all that, then it's like, how are you gonna be like, I want to compete with you?
Would you advise other bakers to go that route, knowing what you know today in the industry?
100%. And even if it's not Paris, just do something out of the box. Do something out of your comfort zone. Like go take a class that you wouldn't have taken before. Like looking at like, so I went to Paris when I was 20. I applied when I was 21 and went when I was 22. And if I look at like who I was 16, 17, never in a fucking million years. I could barely even like public speak. Like I was so shy, like so shy. And for me to like look even just 5 years down from 16 to like 21, 22, to go to a different country to I don't fluently speak the language, to go to school, to like build a life there and like, you know, do what I did. It's just like, holy shit, you're so capable of like going over and beyond of your comfort zone. And there's the only thing, growth is only available outside your comfort zone.
Facts.
If you just stay fucking comfortable, you're not going to grow at all.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. I've seen you on Instagram posting what you make, or what was it, like your
receipts. Yo, I was gonna talk about this too. The Costco bill.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't even the Costco bill. It was a while ago. She posted
I was gonna talk about the Costco.
you posted how much you made in a month.
Oh yeah,
and you went off on someone or something.
I did.
What was that whole thing about?
So I'm very transparent about how much we make, how much I spend, whatever, right? Like in this business, in the food industry, like 10% profit margin is fucking insanely good.
Yeah.
Like this is a cents and pennies business, and you have to be comfortable with that. Like you need to look at your costs, whatever, at every point, right?
Yeah.
But Shopify, actually, when I got COVID, so I was stuck at home for fucking 14 days.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna just fucking flip my business on my head. And this was in the works. Like I had a lot of help in like building a website out.
Yeah.
So then I decided to launch it when I was like sitting in my bed with COVID.
Yeah.
And then that was like online ordering. And that was something I wasn't comfortable with before because I'm like, how are people going to order a cake online? There's so many things I have to ask them.
Yeah.
And that was just me getting in my own head, right? But we started it November 1st or 2nd, 2019. And then now we do almost everything exclusively on Shopify, aside from like wedding cakes and stuff. And I think I'm sitting at like close to $1 million on Shopify right now. Yeah. So close to. I think it's like 800, 900.
That was after Cartier everything?
No. This is gross. This is gross sales.
Okay,
Yeah.
sales.
So that's just like
good.
that. So I posted something like that, like my analytics or whatever, right? And someone literally, it wasn't even someone directly messaging me. It was someone messaging someone else to message me that I'm being cocky by showing my financials and whatever else. And I'm like, fuck you.
Oh, that happened to one of our other guests too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but anyways, they just like, I was like,
Yeah.
that is your insecurity about money just showing right there. I'm like, I'm really sorry that you're like uncomfortable with money. Like, I'm sorry that you feel so triggered by me posting my fucking financials. This is not what I'm in my bank account. This is just what is capable if you just pivot your business, right?
I mean, look at that as like a motivational.
100%. And like, you know what?
Inspiration.
9 out of 10 people did look at that as motivation. Be like,
Yeah.
holy shit, I did that like with one switch of my business, right?
Yeah, like I would think like, yo, holy shit, put up like that's pretty.
Or, like,
Yeah,
go do
100%.
something. Create
Go
something.
do something.
Shopify online.
Exactly.
Right?
Like it's like there's so much like out there, like on YouTube, free
Yeah.
tutorials to how to build a Shopify store. Anyone can do this. Like I'm not special. And I said something like that. I'm like, I'm not special. Anyone can do this.
Was it
shit.
someone you know? That knows
It was
someone?
someone I know.
It's usually the ones closer
Yeah,
to you
it
that
was
make
someone
this
I know,
type of
yeah.
comment.
Did that hurt?
No, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Same
But
person
like,
that asked me advice
but like
today.
seriously.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same
Shout out
person
to
is
him.
asking me advice today.
Shout
So
out.
it's like, whatever.
We all need some advice.
It's all good, man.
Send
But
it in
yeah,
the
I was just like,
DMs.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you feel triggered by this. I'm just being me.
Yeah.
I'm being transparent. If anyone wants help in building it, I'm more than happy
Look
to
at it
help
as
you.
motivation, man.
100%.
Fuck. It's just the
And-
people that are close to you that
Yeah.
are low key be like, yo, but they get insecure.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, now she's getting cocked.
So
It's
is
like, oh, fuck.
is that why you posted the Costco bill to say that not everything's coming into my
100%.
pocket?
Exactly. Well, a part
Is that
of
the
it,
same
right?
thing? Okay.
So like I posted a Costco
I saw
bill
that
the other
part. I
day.
didn't see the
So
other part.
that is like my typical Tuesday receipt from fucking Costco. It's like $1,200.
Holy
But
shit.
that's just one trip. I
Yeah.
have 2 stores that we do 2 trips per week,
Oh,
and that's only
fuck.
one supplier. I have like 2-3 other suppliers, specialty suppliers,
Yeah.
that we spend like $2,000 every single week,
That's
right?
wild.
Like when I say like this is a cents and pennies business, it's a cents and pennies business. Sure, I may be, grossing at like 1.62 mil right now, but my costs are so high, like
Yeah.
so fucking high.
Yeah.
If I take home, 10%, I'm over the fucking moon. It's not the case right now. I'm building it to that point,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah.
So, okay, let's just say you gross
Mhm.
a mil. How much do you take home?
Like right now, 6%.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Damn.
working up to 10%. Yeah.
Mm.
Damn.
Yeah.
Was
it's
it
hard, dude.
a struggle to open the second one?
So we were in a unique spot because it was COVID, and actually the owner of the original Cloverdale location, Giada, so she's the manager of that location now. So I just kind of bought her equipment and bought her or leased her location or took over her lease, and we just rebranded it. And it was a really smart move, to be honest, because now it kind of just
The one in Cloverdale, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's genius.
It just has
That's
helped.
closer to us, man.
It's right
Yeah,
beside
it-
Boston Fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right beside there. So it's just helped us surface area wise, and now we're seeing the effort pay off
Yeah.
for that location.
Because your
And
other
then-
one's so far from me. It's
Yeah.
like in the hood.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
it is.
Where this is
Yeah,
it's in the
it's right
middle
there.
kinda. It's
And they do
everyone.
the exact same thing too,
Yeah.
right? So that was really important for me to systemize things. And I have a really awesome business coach that we've really worked really hard on that. So to be able to do that, and then now the 3rd, 4th, 5th location,
Yeah.
if that comes,
It
that'll
will
be a
come.
lot easier.
I mean,
I'm
if
working on my 3rd. It's not a storefront. It's a warehouse facility.
Yeah.
So we're doing construction right now. Or
Do you
waiting
see yourself
for it.
franchise? Could you franchise out?
I could franchise out
That'd be
100%.
hard, though, right?
I don't want to.
Because
I
it
don't
affects
want
your
The quality.
Yeah.
It affects quality. And what my master plan is I just want to do nationwide distribution. So I'd rather do wholesale. And that's something that COVID taught me.
How are you not on that already?
I am on. Well,
That's
I'm
what
on
the
in
construction's
BCY.
for right now.
Bro,
Yeah,
she's
that's the
Canada's
thing, man.
baker, man.
But in BC, where we've done quite a bit, I
Yeah.
can definitely do more stores and stuff. Like I feel like I'm capitalizing on the local market, but then now next step is nationwide.
I'm excited to see that.
Have you changed any of your like style of baking, recipes and shit like that over the years?
Recipes, no. Like minor tweaks, this much salt, that much whatever. Like
But you try to
very minor.
keep it the
same, keep it the OG. And it's funny because people are like, oh, it's not the same. It's like, bitch, it's the same recipe. What are you trying? What are you trying to tell me?
Bitch.
What are you trying to tell me?
It's the same shit,
It's the same thing. You're just
You're
trying
just
to be
a
a hater.
hater.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're just
So
hating.
it's so funny. But yeah, no, everything's basically stayed the same. Obviously, we try new things and new pastries and stuff, but the base recipes are all the same.
Okay, so let's talk about this now.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about what like your business, your relationship with your husband, in-laws, everything. What about you? How are you? Your mental health. Where are you
Mental health wise,
on a personal level?
I feel like I'm very up and down. Right now, I'm on my up.
Okay.
And that's just like I'm motivated, I'm productive, like I want to like keep grinding, but I do have a lot of days, and I can say like, you know, a couple months ago I was really like down in the dumps, like tail end of wedding season, I was really down in the dumps, and just like, fuck, what do I do? What am I doing this for? Is it even worth it? Like I feel like I'm letting myself go. I'm not like on it, and like, you know. And
Could that come from your friends, where they're constantly kind of like in your ear saying like, Raveena, you're too much? Do you feel that?
No.
No?
You
Your
know
friends
what?
supportive, or they understand?
You know what? I actually didn't have a lot of friends up until like university. So I never even like, and this is something that I've like learned about myself, is like I didn't have a lot of really good close friends, so I never even thought to foster that relationship. So now in my friendships now, like my friends, like they fucking take a lot of shit from me. Like I don't show up, I don't put in the effort. That's me. That's my issue, because I just think like going back to my own like childhood, I'm like, fuck, they don't want to hang out with me anyway, so why the fuck do I bother? Like that's just subconscious, right? So now my friends are like, no, dude, we want you there, and like they're giving me that, but then I'm like, nah, they probably don't want me there.
They're just saying it.
Yeah.
Because as a kid,
that's how I
that's
felt.
some sort of trauma.
100%. So that's what I've been working through, right? Because I've always relied on my family and like my cousins, and we're very close.
Yeah.
But with like my friends, I'm just like, it's fine. They don't even want me there, so why fucking bother? But then I need them to tell me, be like, no, bro, we want you there. Like, you don't have to ask. Like, we just want you there.
Yeah.
But then, like, I just need to trust that, right?
Yeah,
So,
because at the same time, it's like you can't expect your friends to be like every single time, like,
Yeah.
"Yo, we want you there." Then eventually they're gonna be like,
But
fuck,
that's
she's so annoying.
But that comes from her trauma too,
Yeah.
right, bro? As a kid, like imagine.
but yeah, like if you understand it as a friend, yeah, one thing. But at the
Mhm.
same time, is like, okay, bro, think about it in a realistic sense. You're gonna be hanging out every single time. Every single time you call Raveena to chill, she's gonna be like, you gotta ask her, yeah, we want you to be there.
Right. That's
Yeah.
fucking annoying for them.
Think about that.
yeah,
yeah.
but a true friend would understand that.
I get
like,
that.
she's-
I
she's
get
It's
that.
like
real,
both
you know what I
sides of
mean?
this two
Yeah.
sides of the
But
It's
how
not understand.
hard is it?
But
to
yo,
just
bro, think
send
about
a
how
text
busy.
out?
But think how busy you are in your own fucking life, bro. You're getting
But I
ready
mean, if
for
you're
the same
hanging
thing.
out-
You're doing this. You're doing that, bro.
But like sometimes, like
It's both ways, I feel
I'll
like.
see a friend after
Yeah.
an extended period of time. They're like, dude, just come over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, like I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a bother. Like whatever,
Do you
right?
communicate that?
Yeah, like in that moment, right?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that moment, and then like I'll have like, okay, yeah, I'll just call them, whatever,
Yeah.
and then that helps for sure, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
No, I mean, if
Yeah.
you communicate it.
Yeah, now I'm communicating it. Like
Yeah.
I can say within the last like 6 to 8 months, I'm communicating it. So
That makes sense.
I also feel like super grateful because like Arjun's like group of really tight friends and all of their wives and girlfriends, like we've bonded now too, right?
Yeah.
So I have this like new group of friends, and they're just amazing, right?
Yeah.
And they like this is something that I've shared with them too. Like I've never had like a super solid core group of friends that like I can just shoot the shit with, or like I have a group chat with, or whatever. Like that didn't exist for me until very recently.
Now you're like part of the.
Yeah,
like,
now
the
I'm
fam-
like, fuck, I feel included.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How long did that take you? Like, was that recent?
Like I mean, I do have like my really good friends, like two of them that like we talk very often.
Yeah.
But then with this group, like I think it's like for me, it's like a larger group, like a larger like group of females, I would say.
Okay.
So this was like recent, like after our wedding, like last like a year. Yeah, and then like I've gotten
kind of opened up.
Yeah, I've gotten to that point, and I think all of us have like gotten to that point. Like I'm able to be deep with them, open with them, and they're able to like take me as I am now. And then they don't necessarily know what I've been through, but I'm able to like communicate it in a way of like how I've processed it. And I've told them so many times, sometimes I get fucking lit, and I'm like, yo guys, I love you so much. Like, you know, like.
Wait, what do you mean by lit?
Like I get drunk or I get high, and then I'm just like, dude.
Oh, it's open. You get high.
Yeah, I blaze. Yeah.
Oh, everybody knows?
Everybody knows.
In-laws, everybody?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
I'm sure they
know. A little bit.
Fucking guy had to say that part, right?
My parents,
just keep it up.
My parents know. I'm pretty sure they know.
I think
so you like to get.
That was like a little.
So you like to get lit? You like to party?
Not party. I like to like blaze.
Drink.
I like to like.
Who does
you
it?
know?
Who does it?
Yeah, I like to chill.
I'm feeling a buzz right now.
I am feeling a buzz
Are you guys
too.
buzzed?
Yeah.
I'm buzzed.
I'm ready to pour up another one.
Yeah, bro. Fuck
I know how to have a good time, but the thing is, like, I think I have a very good relationship with like weed.
Yeah.
I'm not relying on it every day or whatever. It's like my Sunday thing. It's like sacred to me. It's like that's when whatever, and that's when I get like really fucking crazy ideas or good ideas, right?
Would you try like ayahuasca or anything like that? Like one of those other
I don't
things?
know. I don't know.
Too much about it?
I don't know too much. I don't know enough.
Have you tried shrooms or anything?
Yeah, I've tried shrooms.
How was that experience?
You know what? I will be honest. I don't think I had enough because I don't think I felt like anything.
You weren't tripping, like
No.
looking at walls and shit.
No,
people
no.
have
But I've
bad
heard
trips.
like
Yeah.
that's what scares me. But then
Yeah.
also it's just like the mindset you go through it. But I'm very like intrigued about psychedelics and stuff like that. And
It's
just
big now.
it is big, and like it's
Yeah.
big in counseling too and therapy, right? And
Oh,
like
really?
oh yeah, dude.
Do your like counselors suggest these type of
Yeah,
things?
so like yesterday actually I sponsored an event for like it was a women's event to understand cannabis and psychedelics with therapy.
Yeah.
And I've had friends that have like conducted like therapy sessions or been through therapy sessions with shrooms, with other psychedelics and stuff like that, and it's really helped them like figure their trauma out, right? So I think just like shit gets a bad rap because it's abused in like our
100%.
culture or our generation, right? Or our society. But like if you look at places that have, you know, it legalized, like there's very little overdose. There's very little addiction because there's more knowledge around it. So I think that's kind of changing now too. Like, I may get some flack for like talking about it openly, but whatever. Like, I try to talk to my parents about it all the time. It's like, look, before, so I was actually like kind of dabbling into like making edibles and stuff.
Oh, that's
and then like.
I remember this. We talked about it. That was the next step.
Yeah, I mean,
remember
I'm
that.
still very open to
I think
it.
you should do that.
I really want to,
That'd be
and
fucking
like
sick.
Arjun is like, you know, we're trying to like figure it out and whatever. But I remember like, well, I guess that was like 2018.
That was because we got high after, and then we were talking about it, and you're like, "Oh, this is my like low key idea that I have.
Yeah,
that
right,
we're gonna
right,
put
right,
it in
right,
the."
yeah.
I remember. Do you remember that? I remember that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then I like talked to my dad about it then, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was just like very like, no, that's like supporting like substances. Or he's like, I would say the same thing if you opened a liquor store kind of thing, right? I'm like, I get it, whatever. He's like, I don't respect it, whatever, right? I'm like, cool. And then now, because like I have family members like my pua, like who really, really like benefits from like CBD, THC for her like medical treatments and stuff. And like he's seeing the other side of it now.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, okay, like it's different, right? There's more knowledge around it. So I think it's changing, but we got
slowly
work to do.
but surely. Yeah,
we
I
got
think there's a
work to do.
lot of work to do still.
100%.
Because I feel like in our culture, it's just a stigma. And it's deep, man. Because our culture is all about how it looks. Right?
On
Low-key
paper.
go good.
Yeah,
As
100%.
long as it looks good on paper, that's all that
That's all
fucking
that matters.
But
Yeah.
why is it like that? Why is it still like that? How do we
I
change that?
You
It's
change
not
it by having these conversations, right? Be like, hey, like I'm a very successful person, and this is my self-care. This
Yeah.
is like how I decompress and how I'm able to move forward. And like people looking at me probably think I'm like such a square and like I don't, dabble in this. But then when they learn that about me, they're like, oh shit, okay. And then they have a different perception, but then I'm still the same person.
Yeah, you're still
Right?
the same square.
Yeah.
That's
exactly. Still square.
Yeah, like.
I don't think he knows what's.
No,
Like,
it's square.
prim and proper.
Like proper. Yeah, she is, man. She went to school. She did her thing.
Yeah.
She got business.
No,
Yeah.
you were.
On
I
paper.
feel like that's how you probably were when you were younger too.
I was
right?
such
like
a
you
square,
were.
dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
But
never
yo, why is
touching-
it wrong to be a? What's so bad about?
Bro,
There's nothing
literally
wrong
the
with that.
squares are the ones that make it.
Make
The
it.
best.
Yeah.
So what's
But
wrong with?
But no,
isn't
even
it?
back in the day, I was like, I will never fucking touch marijuana. I will never, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
we've all
here
been
we go.
there.
Yeah.
I'm stopping drinking tomorrow.
I quit. Fuck. What I was gonna say. Oh, you say Arjun a lot. He's really supportive, eh?
He's so supportive, man.
Okay.
Like, I'm so fucking lucky.
How does
Yeah.
that work with your business? Does it ever like get affected? Do you guys ever have dabbles, or is it usually pretty like?
Well, he's
I
an
think it's.
accountant, so he helps me.
Oh, that's.
Oh shit, that probably
Yeah.
gets a little. Does he ever overstep? You feel?
No, I don't think he oversteps. I think he
Okay.
steps in when he needs to. Like, he like keeps me in fucking check, right?
Yeah.
Like, especially with like spending and whatever. Like, I don't understand numbers as well as him. So like, I'm just like, yo, let's buy this equipment, that equipment. We're good. He's like, no, you're fucking not. Like, you need to like strategically do this shit,
Yeah.
right?
Makes sense.
So it's helped me so much. And he'll like see shit and like be like, hey, send some jars to this person. Like, we sent it to Barstool
Yeah.
and they posted it.
That's it.
Yeah, to Big Cat.
Yo.
Do you
Oh,
follow
Big Cat? Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
So I
yeah.
tweeted at Big Cat. I was like, hey, Big Cat. Oh, because of Arjun. He's like,
Yeah.
tweet at him and just say, hey, I hear you love donuts.
Yeah.
I make these jars. Can I send you some? Within 20 minutes, he responded to me. He's like, fuck yeah, send me he's my address. And so I sent it to
That's
him.
fucking
And then
sick.
he put it on his radio. He put it on his Twitter. And like, whatever. Like,
Did you get a lot of traffic? off
100%.
that?
I got
Fuck
like
yeah.
5 other orders from California.
That's crazy.
Like, randomly. Like, to ship them out there, right?
Yeah.
They like paid for shipping, whatever else. So I'm like, fuck. That's how you break into different markets, right? So like, if he wasn't there, if he wasn't like, hey, let's do
Accounting's
this, try
key
it.
too.
Yeah.
In your business.
And then
That's
it's
clutch.
everything, dude.
Yeah.
It's 100%
it's literally
everything.
clutch. That's clutch to have
Um,
in
You
your
got
pocket.
business write-offs, everything. They know everything.
Yeah.
All the ins and outs.
Totally. So then, yeah, like, because of him, we were able to do that, right? And then
Yeah.
that also, like, was like, oh, fuck, I can send it to this person, that person, that person. So, like, he's just, like, it's such a different perspective because I'm in the business, right?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
looking at it differently. He's like,
Coming
what
outside.
are other people doing? How do we mimic what they're doing to get the success,
Yeah.
right?
He can, but it's at the same time it kind of helps because I feel like he can kind of look at it as a consumer himself,
100%.
Gives
and
her a
you
fresh
can't
mind.
you can't
Yeah.
see that, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
just today, perfect example in my fucking van where we're like figuring out our holiday flavors and stuff. My team makes shit for Arjun to try because I'm gonna be biased because these are my
Yeah.
recipes,
Yeah.
right? So he's like, no, you try it. We're not gonna label shit.
Yeah.
You pick the favorite, and that's.
Do you
what
ever
we're
get
gonna go with.
offended if he doesn't like something?
No. I appreciate the honesty. I used to. 100%.
I
You
feel like
used to, yeah?
no, bro. But
I
I feel like
used to.
people do.
What?
Cause look at even rappers.
Yeah.
Like local when someone hears like a music. you
Yo,
hear a
if you're
song,
any holy fuck, if you're
get
critical
choked.
about any rappers,
Really?
that's
Like
bad.
ego, right?
Ego.
That's
Yeah.
but everybody says they're okay. Look, this is a fucking thing.
They'll
Yeah.
say it. They'll
Everybody
say I
says
want to
they're
know.
okay to
Yeah.
criticism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not really okay to criticism.
It's until you get criticized.
Well, I think something I used to because like these recipes are my babies, right?
Yeah.
Like if you don't like it, that's a reflection of me. But then
Yeah.
you just kind of have to like with food, like you can love a certain type of food, but you can hate the same type of food. Like the palate is so different. So you just have to be like, okay, fuck, maybe it's just not
It is
for
what
you,
it is, yeah.
right? So it is what it is.
it's
so
a different situation.
yeah, I'm
Please,
kind
yeah,
of I'm over that. Like I get it all the time. Like this person's this cake is way better than yours. I'm like, cool, then fucking go there.
Okay, it probably sucks for your boyfriend though when you guys go eat at restaurants because you're probably
such
so
a
fucking critic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? He's actually like become more of a foodie because of me.
Yeah,
So like my birthday was just last week, 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
And
Happy belated.
Thank you,
Happy
thank you.
belated.
Ooh,
Um,
happy birthday.
To you.
but
That's such a deep voice. Like fucking Surrey Jackson. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
But we went out to eat and like we're like he's just like before even I have to like even if I say something he's like this is a 7. This is an 8.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
That's
Great.
pretty funny.
And then like with the dessert, he always
I feel like everyone does that, dude. Cause
Yeah.
I'll be like, yo, I'm
No,
like,
but I'm like, if
10.
my girlfriend's critical of everything we eat, I can only
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
what you're.
yeah, I'm more critical of the dessert.
Because
like,
you probably
all
know
fucking,
everything.
like,
You'll probably be like,
more
yo,
dessert
what?
wise,
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
dessert wise, yeah, for sure. So
What's your favorite local restaurant?
local restaurant like Surrey,
Yeah,
Vancouver?
Surrey.
Surrey. Well, Tasties is so
I
fucking
knew
good.
it. She's gonna, I knew
I
she
saw
was gonna
that.
say tasty.
No,
What is it,
no,
fucking-
That's
but
like a fucking, you know what I mean? No,
it's
what's
so
your
good, though.
what's your favorite?
You know what? Actually, I will say like Surrey doesn't have
Low-key
a lot
gem.
of low key. Like I love Rue Cafe and Bar. They're very up and coming, and like I think
Yeah, I've
their
heard of them.
their
Yeah.
talent is fucking amazing, dude.
Is it?
So like if you haven't like been there, go check it out.
Yeah.
Send us a
Low-key
check.
Gem. Get the bag. Yeah. There's this Greek restaurant on Scott that's really good. It's like by Cactus.
Okay.
That's really good.
Is
I've
it?
had that a couple
Nice.
times.
Yeah,
That's been really
nice.
good.
Cactus is fire too, right?
I fucking as soon as I asked that question, but I knew she's about to drop.
yeah.
I was like, that's coming out of her mouth. I knew it.
You gotta support
Support
the fam, man. But no,
Yeehaw.
but in Vancouver, I live in Vancouver. So
Oh, really?
mhm.
Oh, what the
South,
fuck?
South Van?
South Van. Yeah.
Oh, okay. My
And
girlfriend's
then-
from there.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Where'd you live?
So
yeah, let's
49th
not talk.
and, like,
Yeah, that's a real
Where?
great idea. Dropping
Oh,
where
yeah.
she lives.
I live in
right?
54th, so like
yeah.
right there,
in that
man.
area.
In that area. Damn.
The South
okay,
Van is a
damn.
different breed of people.
It's a different.
I can
fucking
only I can only imagine what your mother-in-law's like, man. The auntie out there or something else, man. Fuck, bro,
she's
they
pretty cool,
judgmental to the next level,
so
man.
funny.
Bro,
That's so
this
funny.
guy's mother-in-law's gonna. Sure, your mother-in-law's gonna watch this.
But bro, now
I'll send you a link,
now
yeah.
that she told me she's from South Van,
Yeah,
man, those auntie
it's
when they
different.
go for walks, bro, the shit they talk about, man, is something else.
That's so funny. But so I'm like Abby girl that
Yeah.
moved to Vancouver. So it's
Oh,
fucking different.
I'm a PG boy.
Oh no way!
yeah.
Oh fuck! But
I'm from Surrey.
Yeah, man.
in Vancouver, I used to live in Kerrisdale. So that's like 41st and like Vine area.
Okay.
And Minerva's there.
Okay.
It's so fucking good. That's like mine and Arjun's like date night
Go-to?
spot. Like that's our first date spot. We've had 10 Valentine's days there. Like it's
That's
fucking crazy.
crazy.
It's so good though.
Yeah.
It's like family vibes, such good food.
See, that's a restaurant
Yeah.
you should have named.
That's cute.
Minerva's,
I
there
love
you
how like the
go.
10 Valentine's
I-
Day, but she chooses to say.
I asked you if you want Surrey or Vancouver.
okay.
Yeah.
That's why
Um,
that's smart.
It makes sense. Smart.
Yeah,
Smart.
yeah.
What else is new?
Not much. I'm building my production facility, so
Where's that?
it's gonna be in Cloverdale.
How's
It's like
so
3,000 square feet of just pure kitchen.
So then, like, are you gonna sell out of there? or
No,
is it-
so both my kitchens right now. So one's in Cloverdale, one's in Scott, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna be like centralized.
Yeah.
So I'm able to streamline and distribute nationwide.
also like from the middle, right?
Yep. And then we just deliver out to however many locations and stuff.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. What's next for Just Cakes?
Just Cakes is just nationwide.
So that's why you brought the whole manufacturing production thing,
Warehouse.
so
Yeah.
you can start that nationwide journey.
100%. Yeah.
So
Like I want
then,
to
you know,
ship out
just-
to cafes like nationwide, right? Or just do shipping nationwide.
Mhm.
Like, you know, partnering up with like big chains or big whatever to have our products in
So
there.
it's time to be like a global brand. Do you think?
I think nationwide first.
Nationwide.
Nationwide first, and then
Yeah.
you know tapping into the states and stuff. I think the vending machines
Yeah.
are the way that I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I saw that. bro. Yeah, that shit's sick.
Yeah, one the Willowbrook one we moved it to Brentwood, and then we have one in Seven Oaks in Abbotsford.
Was there a reason you moved
Not-
it from
We
Willowbrook?
are just our contract was up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, and just something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it. I went there. It's by the bay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit hidden, so that was kind of the
Yeah.
reason. Like I wanted them to move it to the food court, but like they didn't have a new
Where's
room.
Brentwood?
Brentwood's
Brentwood's
in
a
Burnaby, the
Burnaby
brand new
one by the
Oh, okay.
condo.
Rec room. Where
Oh,
the rec
that's
room
sick.
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
it's
That's
such a
smart.
fucking nice mall. That
Yeah,
food
yeah,
court
yeah.
is sick. Like so
Yeah,
sick.
way
we went
better
to
than that
the-
Willowbrook area.
So nice.
The
Yeah, a
rec
little
room
bit
one.
I
nicer.
feel
It's
like
a
that
pretty
was so
nice
hidden.
place.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
rec room is kind of fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
smart.
Have you
Yeah.
been to Greta?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Like I was with there like every weekend this summer. It's horrible.
So you do like to party, man.
I do like to party. I never said I
Fucking,
don't.
What? You
it
were
turns into a
there.
bar.
You missed
It
that
turns
night.
yeah.
It turns into a bar.
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
I went
yeah.
there for.
I went
your
for my birthday.
Friend's birthday, and it
Yeah.
turned into a
Oh,
bar.
my
It's an
girlfriend.
arcade and
My
shit.
Yeah, it's so sick, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a bar, basically.
It's amazing. It's so
Yeah.
much fun. Yeah. There's
My-
really good food, good music, and whatever.
That's crazy though. You have a warehouse.
I do. I bought it.
Damn.
Mhm.
Like so, all yours.
It's all mine.
So you
And Argent's.
I love how you gotta throw art.
He's my partner.
I like it though.
He's
That's
my
good.
partner.
If finally a girl that's actually, you know, giving her husband some fucking respect in this world. Nowadays, that you know exactly.
Man, no,
I wish my girlfriends had my name like that after every and ages. Holy fuck, that would sound nice.
Ours. It's just we're partners. That's
I love
it.
that.
We're life partners.
So when you become married, what's
They are
his is
married.
yours.
100%.
Sorry, that's what I mean.
No, the saying was, "What's yours is
What's
mine,
yours is mine. What's mine
and
is
what's
yours.
mine's is mine."
And is that
That's what the girl says.
No, it's we share.
And
Like,
is
it's fine.
that a real saying as it is? And what's been your biggest struggle other than like say the living adjustment? Like maybe just in like changing from like we're boyfriend girlfriend to like we're husband and
I think
wife.
the responsibility of that. Because I take it very seriously. I only want to be married once. Obviously, I don't know what the future holds, right? Like, shit can flip in a second, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? But I only want to be married once. And I think, I know he's on the same page as that. So it's like the responsibility of that is huge, right? Like, the family responsibility, the, like, just increase whatever. It's just, like, it's just more serious.
Yeah.
And, like,
you want to make it work, so you're putting in
make
that
it
effort
work.
to
Yeah,
communicate.
exactly.
You're taking that extra step to make sure he's comfortable, he's okay.
Totally.
He's making that extra step
Totally,
to make sure you're good.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Which is like that whole situation where it comes like, you know, when you're with your in-laws.
Yeah.
The girls got to go tell the boyfriend.
Totally.
And they got to communicate
100%.
to make sure everything's going the right way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, if you don't want something to work, bro, it's not going to work.
It's not going to
You'll
work.
walk away.
You have to advocate for each other.
You have
right? Because who else? Like, if not your husband, who's going to advocate for you, right?
And, like, if you're a quitter, you will, like, it'll show in your relationship.
100%.
It'll show in your business. It'll show in your work ethic. It'll show in everything.
Totally. Like,
right?
we're coming up on our 10-year anniversary next week. Fucking next week, right? Like,
10 years?
10 years. I was 19. He was, 21, right?
We'll drink for you.
Cheers. 10 years. Woo. 10 years. And, like, ups and downs, problems, fights, whatever, right? But you grow together. And you just have to be willing to, like, fucking grow. And
make it work.
Make it work, right? Like, I don't want to do this with anybody else.
Yeah.
No. I've seen it. I don't want it with nobody else. So.
Arjun.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow, so cute.
Let's end off with an advice you'd give someone.
So any upcoming, like, say, like a baker or like a young kid coming up, what is your advice for them?
Relationship advice.
Sure.
And then anything they can have for, like, their self peace.
Sure.
Right.
I guess career advice is just like fucking work hard. Don't be afraid to work hard. And if you fuck up, just keep going. Like, don't be afraid to fuck up. You have to like shit your pants to get somewhere, if that makes sense, right? You have to be like out of your comfort zone. Otherwise, if you're just gonna stay in your comfort zone, nothing's gonna happen, right? It's also that saying, like, I think, was it an Einstein quote? It's like, if you do the same shit over and over expecting different results, that's like insanity. That's the definition of insanity. So like, do different things. Figure out what makes you tick. Something that you thought you liked, you may not like anymore, or something that you never even considered could be your next passion, right? So just like be open to it. And like for relationships, I think it's just communication and just being willing to compromise. I think that's the main thing. Like I'm pretty like old school and traditional in that regard. It's just like work at it, compromise, like communicate. Like otherwise, yeah.
It's good to see that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's rare to see that nowadays.
You think so?
Where that like people will grind through and make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's so easy to just.
I think we need to
it's
see
easy
more
to get
examples
that.
of that in our society and in our time. Because nowadays it's easy to get up and just walk.
Yeah, 100%.
And
you're
everything.
Right. You're right.
Right? So it's good to see an example of that.
sure.
Of someone that's like, you know, telling everyone to like, just fucking make it work.
Just make it work.
It's not that hard.
No, there's gonna be arguments. There's gonna be fights.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it. And sorry, I'm like burping in the fucking microphone.
No problem.
if you can't like get through like tough times, you're not gonna be able to with anybody, right?
Life,
Then you gotta like look within, like you gotta figure
maybe
that out.
find some self-love.
Yeah, exactly. And then the self-care piece is like make time for yourself. Like even if you're in a relationship, if you rely on that person for your happiness, that's not it, man. You gotta rely on yourself. Like sure, that person can be a source of happiness, but it shouldn't be the only source of happiness. I think that's one thing that I've actually had this like conversation. I used to be a very like a pick me girl.
Yeah.
Like I want to make people happy. I want that validation. Like I'll say whatever I need to say to be that person, right? But then I wasn't happy. I wasn't true to myself, right? So now I'm just like, no, like I'm gonna say how I feel. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you don't like me, that's fine. But it's just like find that space within yourself. Be your own best friend, kind of thing.
Thank you again for coming on. It was such a good time. We'll hopefully get to do this again soon enough, and then maybe we'll have maybe we'll actually do baking.
Yo, that would be
sick. I would be
because you talk so much about it. I think people need a face.
Yeah. If he's up for it, he's definitely welcome to come.
You know what? When I used to have a podcast, he was like getting to be comfortable with it. Like he is a little bit more like a low key guy. But like, I'll ask him.
If he's up for it, let us know because I think the audience would like to see that as well. Yeah, because and then he would get his side of the story as well, and then basically, But once again, just want to appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for bringing us treats as well. It was awesome.
We got Just Cakes
Special,
cake jars,
the OG,
my favorite.
The OG jars.
I like is it Reese's one?
Yeah, actually, I think there is
favorite.
one in there.
Yeah. So.
The best.
Yeah, that's basically it from us. Is there anything else you want to leave with the audience?
I'm sad that I'm leaving. I had a lot of fun.
Why are you sad?
She's like, you better cut that. She's waiting for the mic to end. And she's like, cut that shit out.
No,
you guys, that's too much. All right. Well, thank you again for coming on. Appreciate your time. Honorable Judge. Just Cakes Bakeshop. We're the Bains. We're the Bains. Oh yeah, come visit. Cloverdale, right by the fucking
Mirage Banquet Hall.
Mirage Banquet Hall. You guys know where that is, that's for sure. And then the other one is right in the hood.
Right in the hood.
Shoppers.
By Sahoda's Live Grill. Shoppers.
Just everyone's getting free shout outs today. And we're gonna be sending invoices to everyone. All right, anyways. We're the Bains of Years podcast. We're out.
We out.